Better late than never, right, Joe? Better late than never to talk about the Carolina Panthers and the NFL draft. They did the thing that everybody expected them to do the last few weeks, despite gambling lines shifting and everything else. They go with Bryce Young. The rest of the draft for the Panthers, Joe, and shout out to Chandler Zavala from NC State, who I think he's like now a crusty veteran on that Panthers squad. Given the and honestly, there's a separate conversation to be had about the draft and how the Panthers drafted older guys who some people will view as a project, but the Panthers were positioning it as the COVID year was adding all sorts of older dynamics for a bunch of different teams, and they feel that developmentally they can get out of whatever college program that might have not been utilizing the best. They can go back. I think DJ Johnson is pretty much in this boat. DJ Johnson's a bit of a project they picked up later. I know folks were a little thrown off by the fact that they moved up to get him, but that's neither here nor there. That's a conversation for later in the summer as we get a better idea of what this roster is going to look like and it's going to shake out. But none of this matters, Joe, if Bryce Young isn't the right pick. I mean, it's as simple as that. You can like Mingo and what he might bring to the table as a little bit of a reach, but he's got the size, he's got the body to be a versatile wide receiver. But none of this matters if Bryce Young is not what they expect him to be, a franchise-changing quarterback. That's the question. I keep seeing the word unique used. He has a unique skill set. I've seen him described as a point guard, a manager. Shout out to Mike K at the Charlotte Observer who jotted that down. But when you say unique, you have to also say why he's unique. And I know a lot of Panthers fans are sick and tired of hearing about it, but it's absolutely a storyline, man. It's his size. Did you see the picture of him and Brent Burns? Not Brent Burns. Brian Burns. Did you see the picture of him and Brian Burns? It's like me with a toddler. It's eye-opening.
I told you this at the combine and his pro day. You look on the sidelines going, there's a kid in a backpack. Wait, that's the guy? Now, those are just first looks, right? I think if Bryce Young can stay on the field, right? I think he can be a franchise quarterback. I think he can be someone who this season leads them to a division title and into the playoffs if he stays healthy and on the field. Now, will he have a higher ceiling than that? Can he ultimately lead them to a Super Bowl title? I do not think he will be durable enough to do that. And I do think a lot of people are going to overreact when he plays really, really well this season.
Yeah.
You got to remember, Nick Saban is not afraid to, I'm not going to use the word, I'll just say he is not, choose your words here, even on no FCC rules. Nick Saban benched, Jalen Hurts at halftime of the national championship. Okay. So Nick Saban does not trifle with his quarterbacks.
No, he doesn't. Okay? And look at, here's the thing. You say he benched him. It happened. Where's Jalen Hurts now? He's making $50 million a year, right? So anyway.
My point, though, have you ever heard a single crossword out of Nick Saban about Bryce Young?
No.
Right?
Not a one.
Nothing.
Not
a single thing. So I think Bryce Young's intelligence is off the charts. That is going to help him. I think his accuracy is off the charts. That is going to help him. But the question is he going to be able to stay on the field? He got hurt last year in kind of a simple rollout, and we've seen that before. And you talk about the size question, the visual, right? Remember Cam Newton up in Buffalo confronting Kelvin Benjamin, who is a hoss.
He's a big dude. He's a big dude.
And he was lording over him. And Thomas Davis came over and you were like, and he's a linebacker, by the way.
Right. Who's the linebacker again? Look, it was the whole reason why Cam Newton was officiated the way that he was officiated is because he didn't know what to do. It's like LeBron rules or Shaq rules.
I think visually for Panthers fans, that is going to be a challenge. But I have no doubts about his ability to manage a team. I have no doubts about his ability to understand an offense and run it efficiently. And again, I'm telling you right now, once we start a little bit of a gambling podcast, some episodes, we'll just call them episodes. I'm going to take a Panthers ticket to win the division. I'm going to take a Panthers ticket on their season total over, because I believe that he is going to have success immediately. I do wonder, though, if that will be his ceiling. That is my concern.
Did you know that dinner sealed the deal, Joe? Did you know that?
Sure. It's got nothing to do with how he played at Alabama.
Nope.
Or like I said, that Nick Saban, who would curse out his own mother to win a football game, never said one single cross word about the kid in 2 years as his starter. But
no, absolutely not. It was all about dinner over at ProFootballTalk.com. This was a Tuesday interview with Mike Florio. He addressed the manner in which the team decided to take Young. I'm going to zoom in here so that people can see it on the YouTube. And this is my favorite part. Okay, here we go. Fitter was asked whether there was a moment for him where Bryce Young emerged as the right choice. Quote, the one thing that stands out is probably at dinner the night before his pro day. We're sitting in a restaurant and we're talking to him. And this is the first time, you've interviewed him at the combine in an 18-minute interview window. We talked to him at other places, but this was the time you really got to see him in a social setting. And we're sitting around the table. We're just really getting to know the guy. And he's holding court. We had a couple-hour dinner with him. And as you're sitting there at dinner, you're looking at this guy. And I'm thinking in my head the whole time, okay, is this the right guy for us? Is this the guy we want kind of being our face? Is he the one we want leading our team? And he was so impressed with his dinner and his command of the dinner table. Quote, if you put this guy in a huddle, this is the guy that we're going to put in the huddle, and the game's on the line. And that was just the presence he felt while at dinner. That's a hell of a date, Joe. I mean, you put the ring on it right there. I don't know did you ever just fall in love, boom, right there at dinner like that?
I really hope it works out. Bryce Young, Scott Fitterer, and the Panthers, because that is now going to be in the Mitch Trubisky, grandma's Toyota. I mean, that makes a great leader. That makes a great selfless. No, guys, you want to tell me he played great at Alabama? Awesome.
Yeah.